Welcome everyone to the Gaia Education community gathering. We are very happy to welcome everybody. My name is Jan. I speak from Brazil and I'm the courses coordinator for Gaia Education. And I'm here with many colleagues and they will have the chance to introduce themselves. But I just wanted to quickly share the plans for today. We are planning to share a little bit of what Gaia Education has been working on lately on our in-person courses, online courses, some of the projects, a little bit of the history and the vision and mission and what's next. And then we will have a quick dive on our GEDS program, the Gaia Education Design for Sustainability, and open for Q&A. So the main idea for today was that we would just be together as a community. You know, that sense when we are sitting with friends around the fire, that is the intention for today. And we hope that we have this co-created space together. So just before we start, I just wanted to ask, how many of you are joining any type of offering from Gaia Education for the first time? I just wanted to have a sense from the room. You can just raise your hand. Cool, we have one, two, a few. Nice, welcome everybody. I also wanted to ask, how many of you has taken a course with us? Some of us has taken so many courses. I can see. Wonderful. So welcome everybody. So we will start the session with Sally, our co-CEO. So I'll invite you, Sally, to chime in.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jan. Lovely to see everybody. Some familiar faces and some people I've never met before. Really great to see you. So Jan has asked me to give a bit of a history of how Gaia Education started, and then what we're about, why we're doing what we're doing, and how we're doing it. I have a very clipped English accent and I'm prone to speak very quickly. I've been given strict instructions to stay slow. If I do speed up, please stop me. And I need to be trained basically. But off we go. I'll launch my little presentation I've got for you to start things. Okay. All right, this one. Okay, so I know that a lot of you do already know Gaia Education, but for the benefit of people who don't, it feels important to give this background. And maybe some of you know us, but don't actually know where we come from. But basically, the story starts. Oh, there we go. I have to click on the screen. It's a bit different with this one, yeah. The story starts in the 1970s with a wonderful couple called Ross and Hilda Jackson, who were part of a really pioneering co-housing movement in Denmark. And it was largely social, the original motivation for them in joining a co-housing type community. It was about women's right to work and have a career and sharing the childcare, and then the other parts of sharing and looking after their surroundings sort of came with that. And they realized they were onto something really special in comparison with the lives they had outside of this kind of style of living. They started to realize that there were other pockets of communities popping up around the world that had this similar sense of this feels important, this feels really nourishing. And they connected up and started talking to each other about their values, their social values, ecological values, economic values for building community when the world was actually going the other way in its trend. And then in the 1980s, there was the Brundtland Report, which talked about this concept of sustainability, how our extractive society was essentially provoking global warming, it was destroying the environment, there was societal breakdown, and it started talking about what we need to do to have a more harmonious human presence on the planet. And so Ross and Hilda created the Gaia Trust and gathered together some of these communities that were aligned with them, and that includes Oroville in India, the Findhorn Foundation community in Scotland, Damanhur in Italy, Liebensgarten in Germany, the Farm in the US, Crystal Waters in Australia, Iceland's Solheimer. And they talked about this report and the processes that were coming from it, but they felt that actually we know what the problems are. We know that we're overreaching and we're extractive. We know that in fact there are a lot of solutions we could be trying out already, and we are, some of us, trying them out. We do not need more white papers or conferences or think tanks here. We just need implementation. That's how they felt. As a result, they decided to band together and support each other, and they created, along with other contributors, the Global Eco-Village Network, and that was in 1995. Now there are 5 regions of the Global Eco-Village Network, really dynamic all over the world. And the more they spoke to each other, exchanged ideas, exchanged resources with themselves and also with the transition movements, with the permaculture movements, with all these other movements that were forming, they started to realize they could create a framework to describe what they were doing and help other people, whether they wanted to create eco-villages or whether they wanted to transition their urban center or their traditional village into something that was more sustainable, as the word they used at the time. And so they ended up creating this framework that you see here, which you'll recognize if you've been on Gaia Education courses. It's our 4D framework, or our mandala. And it essentially took the social, economic, and ecological pillars of sustainability that the United Nations talked about, but said you need to create a 4th pillar, worldview, and you need to bind them all together to overlap in a whole systems way of thinking and acting. And this worldview pillar was very important, because the idea is that we are largely, the vast majority of the global population is now conditioned to an extractive, degenerative mindset. So any actions we take to become more socially, economically, or ecologically sustainable will not work, because we're still in this mindset that is disconnected from ourselves, from each other, and from the natural world. And with worldview, we can find different ways in wherever we are in the world, in whatever way is most culturally appropriate for us, to reconnect, to get back in harmony with the planet. And through this framework and the curriculum and the first course of Eco-Village Design Education, they wanted to launch these trainings. And they created, at the Findhorn Eco-Village Findhorn Conference in 2005, Gaia Education. Now, this isn't an original photo from 2005, but a lot of these people here were the original founders of it. And so we were created as this educational vehicle, and our vision has updated over the years, but it essentially remains true to its original impulse, which is our vision is to co-create a world of resilient, deeply connected and bioregionally responsible communities that are thriving through regenerative practices. So sustainability has moved on to regenerative in the way we talk now, because sustainability is largely thinking of these days turning off your lights and recycling, renewable energies. But regenerative speaks to a deeper way of humans reconnecting to a harmonious presence. And I really like this quote from the regenerators in Australia, which says, "Our current economic system is degenerative and extractive. It steals the future. A regeneratively designed system heals the future. Regeneration brings vitality and renewed growth to our communities and to our ecosystems, and puts life and connection at the center of every decision we make." And that's why we now talk in terms of regeneration. And so how do we do that? We do that by providing transformative educational programs and project-based learning and resources for those individuals, communities, or organizations, wherever they are, in whatever context, that want to lead systemic change towards regenerative cultures. And we're getting pretty good at it over the years, but we've had a lot of a lot of feedback and testimonies that our courses have been transformational. And we actually won the Luxembourg Peace Prize in 2022 for outstanding peace education. And that's Ross Jackson there picking up the award. And we are going to, the others are going to talk to you in detail about all of the projects that we do, but I'm just giving you a little overview here. We've got, you can see our partners across the world pioneering projects for regenerating their environment, for managing how to adapt to climate change in a holistic way. We've got Gaia in schools, we've got our work with UNITAR, we train trainers in our curriculum, we have online programs. Although our main office is in Eco Village Findhorn in Scotland, we've opened a second office in Brussels where we run European projects that Pedro will talk about later. We've got resources such as in this top right hand corner here, a toolkit for young people wanting to reconnect to nature. So we really are very prolific, a small but mighty team, but really it's our partners all over the world that make this possible, because we have over 200 partners scattered across the world who are experts in their field. And we try as far as possible to certify what they're doing, and they adapt our overarching framework and our curricula to the bioregion and sociocultural context that they are in. That's very important, obviously. And they are in over 55 countries. And with them, with either our courses or our projects, we have reached over 33,000 individuals so far. And yeah, we're just getting started, really. And it's been nearly 20 years. It will be 30 years of GEN next year in 2025 and 20 years of Gaia Education. So we are teaming up with the Global Eco Village Network, especially Gen Europe on this front, because they run a gathering every year in a different European setting. And we're going to team up to create a celebration in Hungary this year at Manus Garden, which is an eco training center that you can see in the photo. And we're hoping that our partners in all the regions across the world will be holding their own celebrations to mark this big event. So how did I do for time, Jan? Did I fit in? Great. I'll stop sharing there. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. I'll stop sharing. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I have to get you up here, don't I? Okay. Great.
Thank you, Sally. You still need to stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Sorry, there we go.
There you go. Thank you very much. It gives a very good overview of the organization and where we are aiming for. And I wanted to invite Thaisa. How is your connection, Thaisa? Can you speak?
It seems so. Sorry. Okay. There was a power cut here a few minutes ago. It's raining a lot, but I hope I can connect. So, shall I talk a little bit about our face-to-face programs? All right. I'm Thaisa Matos. Some of you know me from different places. It's good to see some familiar faces. I've been around for many years indirectly. I've been running, teaching, coordinating EDEs since 2009. For a year now, I joined the Gaia team as staff. I'm coordinating the face-to-face programs and also Gaia schools. And I have some exciting news to share. Gaia Education is working in partnerships to bring small and maybe full EDs into universities. We are as official programs. We are working with a group of schools that they have been one of them, for example, is working with the ED curriculum, with our main curriculum, the Eco Village Design Education, also called Design for Sustainability and Regeneration, into the school official curriculum. So it's beautiful. Can you imagine learning about sustainability and regeneration since you are a child or a youth? We feel it is super important, and it's beautiful to see it's happening in many, many countries around the world. So we are energizing this area. We are also planning to host face-to-face programs, short courses, the training of trainers. If you want to become a Gaia Education certified trainer, there's a journey. You do one of the 180, one dimension of the GADS, and then the TOT. It's a 5 days to a week-long course where it's all about facilitation skills, how to manage different groups, how to deal with different kind of people, full of tools and dynamic exercises. We are currently running one of these programs in Damanhur Eco Village in Italy, preparing to launch another one to take place at Schloss Glarisegg Eco Village in Switzerland in February, and there's more to come. We are also organizing in partnership with some eco-villages and partners, small EDs. For example, some people, they don't have the time to attend a full program that usually takes a month long. So we are offering it as a taster. It's very energizing. You can get a sense of the program, and it's a 5-day program or week-long program. And these are the ones we are weaving into universities, organizations, and also offering in eco-villages. So yeah, I think that's it. We also want to put more energy in youth programs, and I've been working together with the team in Brazil. Brazil is the country that it's more well developed in terms of youth programs. There's a lot going on for many, many years, 11 now. And we are adapting this curriculum to try to run an international program very soon. And we are also engaged in projects, creating proposals and working with partners in projects. I think
Perfect.
that's it for now.
That's a good segue for Pedro. Thank you,
Right.
Thais,
Over
so
to you,
much.
Pedro. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Teixeira. Hello, everybody. I hope you are well. Some familiar faces. Some of you I really miss. It's good to see you here. I won't bother you very much. I will just talk very briefly about the project. I will not go in detail in all the projects because that will be so boring. And for sure, we have more cool stuff to hear about today. So I will just talk about the European projects. The European projects, as Sally mentioned, we open an office in Brussels, and the idea is for the European strategy of Gaia Education. So the strategy for Europe of Gaia Education, and to continue the work that we have been doing with a lot of partners in Europe. This doesn't mean that all the projects will be in Europe, but sometimes it's also with partnerships with other countries like Brazil, even South Africa. We also have a partnership. We have now also in the North European African application, waiting to hear about it to see how it goes, but it's all centered inside of the European funding system. And if I manage, okay. So in our history, we have 9 European projects in the past. So all of these projects, some of them were related to migrant communities in Sicily. Others were oriented, for example, based in Austria regarding the sustainable development goals. Other more to communities in several places from Hungary, Portugal, Italy, Spain. So, and all of these projects, now we have 3 open projects. I will talk about them very briefly. And all of these projects, we develop around 60 60 free resources, stuff that you can go to our website, like a product, like a handbook, like a toolkit, or even webinars, videos, websites, platforms. And we have all of this in our website that you can navigate, you can go through it, and there are many, many resources. Unfortunately, we are so small that we don't manage to go back to these resources and make it even more visible or work with in different ways like trainings or so on. But it's something that is always on the back of our mind, that is what to do with these resources that we have. But they are free to use, they are on our website. I will mention a couple in the next slide so you can see what type of stuff do we have. And all of these resources, all of these projects, they originated 20 events or trainings. So we did in these years with all of these projects, and we continue, we do like conference. We did one last year in the European Parliament. We do trainings, training of trainers for youth. We do also conference and meetings, several meetings with different partners in Europe. So I just chose 3 projects, best projects to talk about. And these 3, maybe it's because I like them, but also they are, I think they are really cool. So I think it will be useful if you have the time to go and check them. The first one is the Community Catalyst. The Community Catalyst is not just one project, it's like 4 projects that we applied and we got funding inside of the European Union to create tools that will help community-led organizations. So this is focused on community-led organizations. The partners group of these projects are an organization from Sicily, another one from Hungary, Resilience Earth from Spain, and we were always adding 1 or 2 universities to help us through the project. And this project has a website. In this website, you have more than 200 tools in several languages that you can use in your organization. These tools will go since governance tools, for example, since management tools, community organizing tools, nature-based tools. So you will see plenty of stuff that will help your organization to thrive or your community to thrive. So this is one project. The website is really, really cool, and I think you will enjoy it. The next one is Focus for Youth, and I'm not sure how much time I have, but I will try to be short. Sorry. The next one is Focus for Youth, and as Thaisa mentioned, we have this focus on youth, and we start doing some projects relating to youth. The first one was in Austria with the SDGs. The second one was this, Youth Action for Nature and Wellbeing. So this is basically almost kind of preparing youth, and when I'm talking about youth, it's from 15 to 25 or 30 years old, to be able to engage in eco-activism, to be able to be more resilient to all these problems that we have around us. And that's why it has this very strong focus on well-being. One of the partners were actually a counseling company. It was a counseling company that helped us through this project. And Jan was our point person in this project, and he did an amazing job. You can download our toolkit. We have a toolkit for free that is on our website, and you can download it and see what we have there. Plenty of amazing stuff, and most of the stuff were actually developed by the youth itself. So we were in the project, but we had a group of maybe 30, 40 young students, young activists from all over Europe that support us doing this, developing this tool and during the entire project. And the other one is this Gaia Yes. And I saw Monica here. I think Monica is here, right? It was a surprise. I was not counting on Monica here, but Monica was also one of the partners on this project. And this was a project that we developed curriculum for elementary and high school. So we develop we call it sustainability, but we develop a sustainability curriculum based on our 4D for elementary and high school. And you can download all of these materials. And this is something that is in our website. It was with partners from schools and universities, University of Tallinn, Gaia School in Estonia, Monica from Gaia Education.
Netherlands.
So it was amazing, an amazing group, and we developed this curriculum that is available on our website. And what we are doing now is trying to continue working with these partners and even more partners that are in schools, and they come to us, and sometimes they don't know how to implement the curriculum, or they need help, or even creating new stuff for schools. And this is what we are working. Thais is also working on this group with Sally. So let's call it the Gaia Schools group that can involve Gaia schools, schools like Gaia, or schools that have Gaia inside. So we have all of these opportunities that we are trying to do. And if you email us, if you know a school, if you know someone that is doing an amazing job regarding sustainability in schools, you can contact us, and for sure we are welcoming partners. And the next slide is, we have 3 new projects. I cannot tell you about the last one because we will start in the 1st of November. But after the 1st of November, you can go to our website and you will see everything about it. But we are still defining stuff with partners. But we have 2 projects. The Curious Soil one, that is a huge project. It's an Horizon project from the Soils Mission inside of the European Union. And what we are doing is creating literacy around soils. So it's one of the priorities of the European Commission regarding, for example, the Green Deal, is to improve literacy around soils within the member states of the European Union. And we have this project that is coordinated by the University of Aveiro in Portugal, and most of the partners are universities, maybe except 1 or 2 organizations, and Gaia Education and Ecolis. For sure, many of you know Ecolis in Brussels. So they are also members on this project. And we are bringing a different view on soil literacy than usually the universities have. So this project already has the website, and we are just starting. So what I can ask you here, and this is a huge favor, is if you have resources regarding soil, if you have any information in your country, it doesn't matter if it is in Europe or outside, you can contact us, you can bring this. We already put out a call for resources, digital resources around soil, and we got many responses, but as more the merrier it will be, so we can have a beautiful platform with a lot of resources and a lot of information. We will build some MOOCs, some massive online open courses regarding soil. We will do exhibitions in science museums. We will do plenty of stuff. The project is really huge. It's a 4-year project. And the other one is the ecosystems that Ivan, that is there, it's our point person there, and he is the mastermind behind this project. And in this project is also another project for youth, where we are developing kind of a community setup for youth, and how can intentional community organize around youth. And this is also, this picture, we don't have a website right now, I think, yet available, but soon we will have. The project is really recent. And this first meeting and the coordinators of the project is Cat Farm in the southern France side of Pyrenees. So it's a really beautiful place, young people working. I really felt very old when I was there. So that's why Ivan now it's taking care of everything. So really young people working around these issues. It's been wonderful. And I will not bother you anymore. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask us, and we will email, or even if you have questions for Monica, I think we have a questions time about the GIS. Monica can also help us with some questions if you have. So yeah, feel free to explore our projects in our website, and you can email us anytime. Back to you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you, Pedro. Can you, yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's just give a moment to breathe in all those information and move on to the next topics. So, moving on, we want to share a little bit of the online environment movement that is happening on all the courses and things going on. and we will start with the GETS, our core course that happens throughout the year. And I want to invite Ivan to share a little bit, and let's try to also invite Sylvia before she goes. she needs to leave in 10 minutes. So yeah, over to you, Ivan.
Thank you so much, Jan, and thank you so much, Pedro. I still think you're super Jan. Well, my name is Ivan. I've been in Gaia working for a year. I have also a Scottish root, but you will not feel it in my accent. So if I also speak really fast, just let me know. I'm super happy to be here, happy to see faces that I know, a lot of facilitators from the GETS program. I would like to share a bit about the learning journey with Gaia Education, and more specific with the GETS program, which is the Gaia Education Design for Sustainability and Regeneration, which lasts around 12 months, a year, and we have it in 3 languages, which is English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And I was wondering what can I share with you today, and I remember that I wrote a reflection 2 years ago after finishing my own GETS, and I wanted to share with you about this reflection and tell you more in details what is the GETS and what is the content about it. And I wanted to share that it has been a transformative experience for me, and I'm sure it might be for you. It was maybe, or it will be. It wasn't just a course, it was a shift in the way I live and perceive the world around me. I still remember the feeling that I had when I started. I was excited, but also curious, and you know, how to see all these theoretical ideas about sustainability and regeneration, how could it truly be applied in our world, in our land, in a meaningful way. And each step of the program will guide us to, you know, towards a deeper understanding of what is sustainability and regeneration in 4 key dimensions, which are the social, ecological, economic, and worldview. And today I will like to walk through each dimension, and then if we have time, we can also invite some of the facilitators here to share more about their experience. And we can start with the social dimension, which is the one who's starting next Monday, which is about building communities that can thrive, adapt, and support one another. And when I first dive into this dimension, I thought I know about what is, I thought I knew what community means, but this part of the program opened my eyes to something much more deeper. We explore how important is relationship in the process of regeneration. Is not just about, you know, recycling or renewable energy, but it's about creating a culture that we will support one another, share resources, and we can also solve the conflicts and the crisis that we are running right now. And one of the most impactful moments for me was learning about something that we learn in the social dimension, the participatory decision making. And because in our daily lives, we often operate from a hierarchical structure, but the GETS program challenges us to experience new forms of governance, where every voice matters. And I remember I was in Cat Farm in this intentional community in South France, and I had the challenge I had the opportunity to see what is holacracy and how to experience that in a community, in a group of people. We also learn about empathy and active listening and collaboration. And you know, all these different keys allowed me to approach my work, but also my relationship in a different way. And that moment, as a nomad, I was traveling a lot. I have the privilege also to work in different communities across Europe, and I see how important it is to weave people together in this social content, in social fabric that is sustaining us. Then we go to the ecological dimension that will be on the 13th of January. We'll start in next year. And I think it's the one that, you know, first attract most of the people. And it's all about the physical world, what is around us, our ecosystem, biodiversity, and our role preserving and regenerating the environment. And during this part of the course, I was in Costa Rica in this moment, And I remember when I get immersed in nature and the beauty of nature, but also our responsibility to protect and to belong to nature. And we often hear about climate change, deforestation, pollution. But what I found really interesting about the GATS program is that it doesn't focus only in what is wrong, but it teaches us how to reconnect with nature and become part of the solution. And I remember one model that in particular was permaculture and regenerative design, and realize how powerful it can be to design humans' habitats that work with nature and not against it. And one of the most moving parts of the journey, of this learning journey, was about indigenous communities that Jan will speak about because we have a course next year. And the wisdom is often overlooked from this indigenous in modern really discuss. But the Gaia program remind me in that moment how essential it is to integrate this perspective. And since completing the dimension, I have been more mindful of my daily habits, whether it's to choosing the way I go to supermarket or to buy in the market. I was this morning in the market here in my village, buying fruits and veggies from local producer, and it's so beautiful, the feeling behind that. Then we will go to the economic dimension, which was both surprising and challenge at the same time, because we live in a world where the economy is often seen as disconnected from the social and ecological well-being. But with the GATS, we rethink about what economy means. Before that, my understanding of economy was in the traditional way: money, markets grow. But with the GATS, introduced me the concept of circular economies, local currency, ethical investment. And what really struck me was the idea that wealth isn't just financial, but it's all about well-being. It's about trust, it's about relationship, it's about sharing resources. Working with also Gaia and helping weaving communities around Europe, we have seen in firsthand how alternative economies like time banking or sharing economies or gig economy can empower people. So the game of power changed a lot. And in the economy dimension, we can also understand how can we redesign the future in another way. And we'll go to the last dimension before the design studio, that is the worldview dimension. The worldview probably is the most personal and reflective part of the journey. It's all about expanding the consciousness. It's understanding our place in this universe and deepening in our sense of purpose. And for me, this part was deeply introspective. It wasn't just about learning facts or strategies. It was about examining how we as individuals and societies perceive the world. And one of the most transformative exercise was exploring system thinking, that we also have a course about that, where we learn to see the interconnected of all the things. The way I look at the problem changed. Instead of seems like something isolated, I start to see in a more holistic way. I can start to see the patterns and the relationship with each other. And I also find that, maybe Sylvia can share about that, the spiritual aspect of the dimension is incredibly enriching. It encourages us to develop a deeper connection with the earth, but also with ourselves and with others. The worldview dimension doesn't push us to a specific belief or theory or philosophy, but invite us to explore what resonates more with us. And this openness was really powerful for me. I felt a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to living in harmony with the planet and with the people around myself, and also with future generation. And after exploring all these 4 dimensions, something magical happened in the GATS. You get the chance to bring all this knowledge together to what we call the design studio, which is the last part of the GATS. And this was a highlight because it feels like the culmination of everything I have learned. In the design studio, we were tasked with applying the principle from each dimension and create a real-world project, where it was maybe design an eco-village, an intentional community, or something more personal in your lifestyle. And also working with others, because we normally work in teams, it's a profound experience. We combine our knowledge of social system, regenerative design, ethical economy, how to expand our consciousness, and we create a project that it can be tangible. And just to finish and to give you a bit of what we have, also what we offer in Gaia, if you want to keep going with the guests, we can also offer the master degree that we're doing with partnership with Ubiquity University. And you can be engaged in this just sustainable and regenerative education in a more academic level, working with peers and professionals to continue shaping and co-creating solutions for a regenerative future. So the Dropout the Guests is more than a course, as I said at the beginning. It's more like an invitation to transform the way we live, we work, and we interact with the world. Each dimension, the social, the ecological, the economic, and the worldview, offer practical tools, reflection, and then you can put it in practice in your life. And this is all from my side. I don't know, Jana, if we have time to invite some of the facilitators to speak now.
Thank you very much, Ivan. Yeah, let's make just use this opportunity to introduce some of the facilitators of the guests who are here. I'll start inviting Silvia, who is now facilitating the worldview in Spanish and the design studio in English. Silvia, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and maybe share your experience with one of those?
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Van. I'm so happy to be here again with the team. Well, I will share a little bit about myself because it may inspire others. I was a student of Gaia Education at the GETS many years ago, and I ended up volunteering for Gaia Education and working for Gaia Education for 6 years. So I still feel that I am part of the team, and that I will always carry Gaia Education in my heart. This year I decided to let go of part of that partnership with Gaia Education to work in other projects, but I am still a facilitator. I'm also a certified trainer that Teixeira shared before how to get there. And I am currently facilitating, as Jan mentioned, I facilitate the worldview dimension in Spanish, and I also facilitate the design studio in English and maybe probably in Spanish next year. I'm really passionate about that part because, like Ivan said, is where you put together everything what you learn and explore through the first 4 dimensions. I also designed 2 courses for Gaia Education that I'm really happy that I had that opportunity. Actually, when I graduated as a student, my own design studio was to design a course, and I decided to design a course to help people to to create livelihoods that were more resilient and also more regenerative for themselves and for their communities. So there is a course that is called Regenerative Livelihoods Design, and that starts in January with me and Della, who's not here in this call, but she's an amazing specialist in the new economics, as Ivan described, the different type of economic view. And I also designed a course on resilience that just started a couple of weeks ago, and another wonderful facilitator is facilitating for me, but I love that course. It's all about how to create resilience in your life and your communities. So really happy to be here. I see all their facilitators. I'm gonna pass to Jan back to invite them. Thank you.
Thanks, Silvia. Sasha, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and tell us what course do you facilitate?
Hi, Jan, and everyone. thank you so much for all these introductions. Really great to have this overview all together. It's really amazing. I'm really impressed. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm facilitating the worldview since a few years, and what can I say? Yeah, not everything is said, of course, but it's just great. It's wonderful exchange, wonderful see people changing minds, changing worldviews, and yeah, that's a key. No, it's really a key to change things in the world, to change your mind. So yeah, I leave it with that at the moment. Thank you.
Thanks, Sasha. Yeah, and the English worldview starts around March next year. And I want to invite Emma. Are you okay to say a couple words?
Yes. Hi. Hello. Sorry, I'm just busy on my sewing machine. You can't, it's a bit out of view. Yeah, so I'm Emma. I'm based in the UK and I am one of the co-facilitators for the economic dimension. And yeah, I was lucky enough to co-design that with Della Duncan. So we've rewritten the course, we've added some new elements in. So it's still got the sort of 5 modules, and as Ivan said, yeah, added some new bits and pieces. And yeah, it was the first time that I facilitated it in May this year, and just blown away by the participants and their really wonderful sharing and their reflections. So we've included, there's obviously quite a lot of content, but there's also a lot of reflective questions in there as well. And we've asked people to share those in the forum, and just seeing the community kind of have these realizations around the economy and questioning what really is economics and what is value and worth has just been, yeah, so warming. And it's been great to be, invited to be part of this community. So thank you so much for inviting me and for having me today.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And we have Beth here. I don't know if your connection is good enough to speak.
I think I'm in a better spot now. Can you hear me
There you
okay?
go. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Greetings from a beautiful square in Savannah. You can see the live oaks behind me, Savannah, Georgia. I am truly, well, first of all, I'm so inspired by all that you do. I mean, I get the emails that I know, but really like hearing it from you all again, I'm just so grateful just to even be a small part of all of this. I facilitate the social dimension course, and many thanks to Sylvia for bringing me into this beautiful fold. I know her from, I'm a facilitator for the work that reconnects. I've taught a lot of workshops. And it's great to see so many familiar faces on here too from classes that I've done in the past. I would say a few things from the social dimension that really stick with me. First of all, the incredible people from around the world that we get to work with. It's just so amazing. And I'm, again, always so inspired by that. And I think the section, especially like on conflict resolution and communication, are so helpful. Whether you're in an eco-village or whether you're in a nuclear family or an office setting, I just can't say enough about how meaningful they've been. I learn something new every single time that I teach the class. The content is amazing. And again, for someone who doesn't really like love conflict, to start to see it as something that could be a strength in help situations, it's really been a big learning curve for me. And I've taken that away from the course for sure. So I'm really looking forward. We're kicking it off soon, next Saturday. Well, we have an introduction on Monday and then next Saturday, so it's not too late to sign up. So if there's anyone who hasn't taken it or wants to take it again or knows people who want to take it, there's still a little window to sign up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Beth. Yeah,
Yeah.
Beth is one of the facilitators of the social dimension, which is starting just on Monday. And we have actually a special gift for the ones who registered. Rafa, can you share on the chat? We have like a coupon if you want to sign up for the GEDS or the social dimension. So you can check on the chat. And yeah. Yes, go ahead, please.
Just to mention, I know we are running out of time, but just also to honor and mention that we have some EDE organizers here, and to say that I'm very glad to see you around. Eduardo, for example, from Brazil, organized the EDE in Brasília, and João Pessoa, a partner for many, many years. Also, Ana Carolina from the EDE in the Amazon, and Viçosa, and I know Monica organized the EDE in the Netherlands, and please all feel honored as part, and we are very glad to have you as part of our wider community. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Thaisa. So Rafael just shared on the chat the coupon, and you'll also receive on your email in case you're interested. I'll just share a couple more slides and then we are good. We can open for questions. But I find that this is very important just to have a sense, as Beth said, you know, like we see so many communications and sometimes it's just hard to follow. So I'll just share the next online courses that we will be offering. So we start a new course on October 14 with Jonathan Dawson. He is the one who envisioned the course, but he also invited 7 practitioners, really like people with a lot of experience on education, on alternative education. So people like Satish Kumar, Manish Jain, and 5 other really inspiring people to be on this course. So it's a seminar type of course. So you'll have like 9 different seminars throughout the course, starting on October 14. You can check out these courses on our website, but I just wanted to let you know of the upcoming courses. We have also a course with Daniel Wall. Daniel Wall is also a great practitioner. He has been with Gaia Education for a long time, and he helped actually reviewing the whole curriculum for the GETS, but also designed this course where it's also a seminar type of course where we get together for 6 weeks, 2 hours per week with Daniel, asking questions and reflecting on the 4 dimensions. I also want to share that we have, Daniel's course starts early November. And the next course I'm speaking about is the systems thinking, which is starting in December, early December. So the systems thinking is also really connected to our values. It's a way of seeing the world through this holistic systems thinking and trying to put into practice with Felicia Chaves. This will be the second time that we'll be running the course with her, and we are really looking forward. So you can check more about that on our website. And Sylvia spoke a little bit about the cultivating regenerative livelihoods. This one starts on January, late January, and it has these 2 really amazing facilitators, Sylvia and Della. Della is also one of the facilitators for the economic dimension. And you can check all of those in our website, but I thought that it would be helpful to just have a sense of where to look at by the things that you feel interested. And also here our 4 dimensions, so you also can have a visual sense of the 4 different dimensions that we were speaking about. I know that we are just on the hour. We were able to share all the things that we are doing, of course, a little bit in a rush, but we are welcome to stay 10 more minutes to, if you can, to just, ask questions if you have, or, share any insights or any ideas that you want to share. So if you want to speak, you can just raise your hand like this or react. And I understand also if some of you might need to leave in the hour. I know that there was, yeah. Oh, Sasha, are you raising your hand or leaving?
No, I just because some people presented so many amazing things, and I would just like to know how big is the whole team? Was it the whole team already, or is there more people? That would be interesting to know.
That's good to know. Sally, do you want to maybe, or Pedro?
Pedro, you go.
We can go, we can even tell you the names, how small we are. So it's me and Sally. And then, as you see, we have on the courses team, we have Ivan and Jan that are here. Sylvia still has a leg in it because Sylvia helps a lot. And then we have the communications team that is Rafa, that is there. For me, it's in the middle. And we also have Saskia and Simon. Simon is also living in Findhorn. Saskia is living in Scotland. Then let me see if I don't forget anybody. On the face-to-face certifications, we have Teixeira that you already met, and Macaco. Most of you know Macaco for sure. Macaco is on the certifications team. Then we have Leo that do administration for projects. We also have Facil that is our numbers cruncher, cruncher numbers that takes care of all the finance. And this makes maybe 13 people. I don't think.
Laura and Manu.
Manu, sorry. We have Manu in Brazil.
And Gui.
We have Guy for the branding. Oh my God, I'm missing people already. So
There's
we
a
have
bit-
like
Yeah.
15 not full-time, basically. And most of people are part-time. I don't think we have anybody full-time. Most of people are part-time or almost full-time. So yeah, and we have a lot of facilitators, as you know, and certified trainers that help us. And yeah.
Mhm. Anything else? I saw some conversations going on the chat. I hope if you have any questions from those conversations, feel free to share. Oh, Giuseppe, you have your hand up. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brazilian and I don't speak English very well, but there are many Brazilians here. And I would like to invite all of you to a NASA challenge that I put in the chat. And the group that I am working are open to new people who want to participate of this challenge. It's only this weekend, tomorrow and after tomorrow. And the goals are very near of Gaia objectives. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
So you
you.
put in the chat, right? So anybody who feels called should give a hand and have a look on Giuseppe's project. You can have a look.
Yes, there are photos from Teresópolis, where I was born, and where there is a Waldorf school there.
Mhm.
Thank you very
Perfect.
much.
Thanks. I'll just read a couple comments. It's wonderful to get to know all the beautiful works and activities of Gaia Education. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I think that's it. I myself feel very honored to have everybody working together and also receiving all of you and all the community that Gaia Education assembles. So it's very inspiring, and we are, of course, wanting to do more and more of those spaces where we are just together, learning and sharing. So thanks everybody for being here, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thanks. Yeah, and thanks
Thank you so
everyone. Lovely
much.
to see you all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.